You're watching a production of Comcast CN 900, your home for local sports, news, and entertainment.
Hardships continued to hit the city of Detroit. Crime and corruption began to run rampant. Nationally, Detroit was known as the murder capital of the world, famous for the bankruptcy in 2013 and a corrupt mayor. But after hitting rock bottom yet again, Detroit's resilient residents and passionate leaders began picking up the pieces and rebuilding the city. Overall, crime continues to drop for the second year in a row, and many businesses are opening up shop and reinvesting in the city.
So we began by doing all kinds of work to stimulate the real estate market. We've put a lot of energy into creating new funding sources and partnering with foundations and other financing intermediaries like Invest Detroit to put together a lot of very good funding programs for redeveloping residential here in the neighborhood. With a 97% occupancy rate, our rates have been increasing over the last 3 years pretty significantly. And one of the programs we're best known for is we administer the Live Midtown and Live Downtown residential incentive programs. So we were capitalized with $10 million to incentivize people to move back to Midtown, Downtown, Corktown, New Center. We've now moved over 2,000 new people into the core of the downtown through those programs. We have a year left of funding, so we should make it close to 3,000 people. So this is a big impact program, and it's bringing a lot of the workforce that has recently moved here and many others that are working for Wayne State University, the Medical Center Henry Ford, along with all those downtown major companies. This is a really great human resource they can offer their employees to really live here and be a part of the revitalization effort in this urban core.
We're happy that people are embracing it, that people are moving downtown. I have new neighbors in the neighborhood. Every time I turn around in my neighborhood, it seems I have a new neighbor. And the city seems to be diversifying as well. People are astounded to find out that I actually live in the city. I have lived in the city. Not much has happened to me in the city while I've lived here. I am not afraid to go around at night. They don't let me do that anymore, but I was doing that for a very long time. I'm raising 3 children in the city, a 17-year-old and 2 5-year-olds. I shop in the city as much as I can. I choose to stay in the city of Detroit, and I'm really astounded that people are surprised by that, frankly.
The businesses that endured throughout the years have been entertainment and spectator-driven events. Even while people were unwilling to live in the city, the sports teams, museums, concerts, and casinos were the lifeline to the suburbs.
We also started mounting some very large events. We now do De-Electricity, which is a large area-wide event. We do Noel Night every year, which draws in over 75,000 people to celebrate the arts in Midtown.
This city is no different than any other large city in America. I will tell you that when I look at large-scale events here, we've had opening day for the Detroit Tigers, world champion baseball team. 0 incident, a diverse group of people. We have the largest free jazz event here in downtown Detroit. Both years successful, incident-free. Our fireworks display, which in years past has been problematic. Last year, and this came from a veteran Detroit police officer, 35 years, he has never seen a fireworks display managed like this. And it was a fun family event. It was diverse.
When the Super Bowl was hosted here, I had people calling me from all over the country that had come to the Super Bowl saying that I didn't realize the people here were so nice. And everybody was nice and gracious and the people are great. And I said, well, this is what I live with every day. And people are always very surprised when they hear anything positive about the city. And that's, to me, puzzling. But I guess when you look at all the negative stereotypes and the stereotypical crime issues that we hear about, that people will think that. But no, I live here. I live here safely. And I'm raising my children here when I could go someplace else.
In terms of the city, I like the people. You can walk down the street and even the person with the hardest look will still say hello to you or give you a head nod. And I would, considering I've lived in other places, I would say something as little as that isn't indicative of places when you get outside of Detroit.
The entire business landscape throughout downtown, Midtown, Corktown, and Greektown is alive with new business ventures. Entrepreneurs are taking advantage of economic incentives and bringing business back to Detroit.
A lot of the growth, particularly in downtown Detroit, is really thanks to people like Dan Gilbert and Quicken Loans and Chris Ilitch, the Ilitch family, and what they're doing. You know, the number of jobs that these organizations have brought in has been tremendous, but it's not just the jobs, it's the infrastructure investment. The Ilitch organization, with that huge arena project, which is going to be far more than just an arena, it's going to be 5 different neighborhoods that they're going to build that's really going to connect the Midtown area to downtown.
We're the Kronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table.
When you sit down with attorney Sabrina Kronin and her law firm, they'll stand up for your rights. Backed by a full-service investigative division, Kronin Law delivers results, whatever your legal issues may be. Your problems on the table, and see how much more Kronin Law can do for you.
We're the Kronin Law Firm, bringing more to the table.
The only way to get better is to challenge yourself, and that's what we're doing at Xfinity. We are challenging ourselves to improve every aspect of your experience, and this includes our commitment to being on time, every time. That's why if we're ever late for an appointment, we'll credit your account $20. It's our promise to you. We're doing everything we can to give you the best experience possible, because we should fit into your life, not the other way around.
It's time. Comcast and CN900 will provide live coverage for Wayne State University home football games, beginning September 12th versus Truman State, September 19th versus Malone, October 10th versus Grand Valley State, October 17th versus Northern Michigan, October 31st versus Findlay, November 17th versus Lake Erie. Don't miss the action, only on CN900.
Great shops, great eats, and great places. It's My Destinations, only on Xfinity On Demand. From Detroit to Grand Rapids, now you can check out some of Michigan's greatest destinations. Delicious pizza, Michigan craft beer, great family museums, and so much more. It's easy. Push the On Demand button on your remote, navigate to Get Local, and select My Destinations. It's My Destinations, only on Xfinity On Demand. Another way Comcast stays focused on the community.
Entrepreneurs with innovative and creative ideas are building their dream businesses in Detroit. Corktown is energized with a wide variety of unique services and offerings. One immediate success story is 2 James Spirits.
We are the first licensed distillery in the city of Detroit since Prohibition.
In the heart of downtown, one venture has brought a completely new concept to the collegiate education model, creating a massive revival in Detroit.
I was born in the 50s, so the heritage of Detroit, the Motown stuff, I was buying those records as they came out as a kid. And I'm a bit of a freak about soul music. I've always, like, Stevie Wonder's my ultimate hero. So for me to be in Detroit personally is like a dream come true. The standard of the music here is as high as anywhere I've ever been in the world. The modern music business is about starting your own music business. This is a big reason why we came to Detroit, because people have got the impression that you need to leave Detroit to be successful in music. You don't. Start your own label, start your own management company, start your own agency, start your own music publishing company, be a music teacher. These are all careers. These are all things that you can learn about here, and you can go away and build it yourself.
Students are coming from all over the country to pursue a career in music performance, education, or management.
We designed it so that it's kind of like equal opportunities. Any kid can come here and find out about a career in the music industry from the people who are in the music industry. All of our instructors are in the music industry and they're amazing. We teach guitar, bass, drums, vocals, songwriting, and also music entrepreneurship. And that last one is for the non-players. Any young person who wants to be a professional in the music industry can come here. And whether they're a player or not, is a secondary consideration. What matters is that they passionately want to do it.
Dime is committed to the music, the students, and the city.
We want to get Detroit completely up and running and rocking. If that takes 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, we don't care. We've got a 15-year lease on this building that we've leased from Dan Gilbert's company. We will eventually go to some other cities, but right now it's all about Detroit. And when we do go to those other cities, we've called the business the Detroit Institute of Music Education. So we'll be taking Detroit with us into those other cities.
The music revival in Detroit is being matched by the craft beer revolution. Michigan-based brew pub Hopcat invested $4 million into a historic building on Woodward and has created an instant impact.
I grew up in Michigan. I've seen the ups and the downs in my 46-year life, and it's definitely on its way back up. I really wanted to be a part of that. I wanted to do it in downtown Detroit, not in a suburb. It's really exciting to me as the owner to be part of this burgeoning kind of rebirth of Detroit.
Hopcat opened their doors in December of 2014 and set out to do something no other brew pub has ever done before.
We have 130 different craft beers on tap, no Bud Miller Coors, but we have other beers if you want one of those. They're similar, made by local breweries. For our grand opening, we have 130 tap lines, but 120 of them were filled with Shorts Brewery. And we set a world record for the most beers on tap ever by a single brewery at one time. We've given a lot of people that may not live right down here a reason to come downtown, at least to try us out for the first time. We've created 208 new jobs. More than half of those people live in the city limits of Detroit. So I think, it's one small part of the Detroit comeback piece.
Another major success in Detroit's comeback story is Belle Isle. Now a state park, it has returned to become a prominent recreational destination for Detroiters.
What I love about Belle Isle is bringing my grandkids out here because that makes it good for the kids. They can run freely and ride freely and enjoy themselves.
This amazing state park boasts athletic fields, trails, a conservatory, beachfront, the Great Lakes Museum, a yacht club. The Belle Isle Aquarium reopened its historic doors in 2012 and is an extraordinary Renaissance story.
I got involved with the Belle Isle Aquarium by coming down here with my kids over the years, and then when we saw that the Belle Isle Aquarium was closing, we just said that can't happen. So came down here, got involved, and just worked with the other volunteers to get on the committee to reopen the Belle Isle Aquarium. And 10 years have passed, and here we are today, 2,000 people every weekend coming through.
It's nice seeing families come back down here and people pulling together, picking up trash, cleaning things up, and trying to restore it.
People are coming to the aquarium, and it's so I'm overwhelmed. My heart overflows seeing all of this resurgence. It's wonderful.
It was an opportunity waiting to happen. Detroit's been through many false starts on revitalization, but this time I can definitely say in the last 3 to 5 years, this is a really different situation today in Detroit.
Passion, diversity, and innovation. These unrivaled qualities of Detroit and its people still stand just as prominent today as they have since inception of the metropolis. Idea, invention, and action are all alive throughout the city, complementing the unique culture of Detroit while also shining as intricate parts of the culture itself. It is this culture exemplified with each individual aspect, complementing all else from art to business, entertainment to education that has created, endured, and provided opportunities for the ever-evolving landscape of resurgence. Detroit has been known and nicknamed for many things, but perhaps the most prominent has been overlooked. Detroit is a city of unrivaled culture, in turn always offering those who dream of an opportunity. Detroit has the Michigan edge.